Guys, I had tits bigger than my fucking ego.
Yeah.
This week I'm having surgery.
That is abnormal. I'm not a mother yet.
You have changed my life and I can't wait for you to change my life even more tomorrow, girl.
Yeah. She is absolutely amazing. Dr. Kelly Thornbury, we love you.
I was like, I look like a fucking man. What did I do,
Yeah.
Mum? And the recovery is fucked.
You can't eat, you can't drink, you can't. Hi guys, I'm Heidi.
And I'm Bibba, and we are Aesthetically Sisters.
Welcome back to another episode. We are so excited to have you here today. And make sure that no matter where you're listening to this, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Music, to please like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep bringing you content every single week. Amen.
Love that. I can hear this forever.
Now, I know I was sick last week. I'm not that sick today. I probably have a little bit more hay fever.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go with the flow. I think for the next few episodes, I'm going to sound like this.
That sounds hot though.
I feel
I've
so
never
congested.
seen anyone or heard anyone complain about a husky voice.
I don't feel like I sound husky. I feel like I
congested.
sound congested. And then like I can't hear myself think. And like I feel like my brain's throbbing. I don't know. I might have COVID. We don't know. I'm not testing.
No, she doesn't.
Nah. I just know it's my hay fever. I'm
Heidi's
very
always got
sensitive.
bad hay fever since she was a kid.
I like double dose Telfast 180 milligrams and
Yeah.
I still am congested and leaking and it's
Oh,
just a lot.
God forbid there's ever dust in a car.
Not even a
Or
car.
she sits
like,
on a lounge that hasn't been dusted.
because this, like where we shoot the clinic, it has carpeted floors. I
Yeah.
always have to vacuum it because I will be sensitive.
Yeah.
If like, it's a lot.
You don't want
Anyway.
to see her with my cat Botox.
Oh, that's why I don't go to her house.
Stop. She'll find any excuse to justify why she doesn't come to my house.
We're joking. I do go.
Sucks to be her. She has to come and be at my house for the next few weeks.
I know.
Looking after me.
Why am I looking after you, Bibba?
Guys, this week I'm having surgery.
Yeah,
Actually,
she is.
tomorrow.
Yeah, literally tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Thursday.
Oh my God! How fast has life gotten?
I know.
feel like we were just
literally-
counting down on,
It wasn't even a long time though. So Bibba's a very spontaneous person.
and I'm on the spot.
She's
I
like
want
a
it right
Capricorn.
then
Like if she
and
wants
there,
it, then it's
now.
like there's no changing her mind.
Yeah.
I don't think she needs the surgery, but she's having it done. So
Yes.
for background, Bibba's had 2 breast reductions.
Like, guys, I had tits bigger than my fucking ego
Yes.
and my head.
And her ego and head is quite large. So just imagine that times 2 as
Exactly.
a breast.
Like, normally people have 1 breast reduction.
Yeah.
I've had 2. I had one after, my first one was a long time ago after I breastfed
Yeah.
my baby elephant.
Yes, he is a baby elephant.
I did give birth to a baby elephant, God bless his heart and soul. And I breastfed him for 14 months.
Like that is abnormal. I'm not a mother yet, but like I just feel like I will not be lactating for 14 whole months.
I feel like it was more so like a guilt thing.
Why?
Don't forget, I got divorced when he was
Yeah.
5 weeks old.
I get
and
that.
I felt like I brought him into a broken family per se. I know. So I overcompensated and I knew he just really loved breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And my body kept giving milk.
So why not?
So
I
I
guess
was like-
it's good for them.
It was amazing for him, and then he took it a little too far.
Yeah, didn't want to stop.
No, and then I had my first breast reduction and lived with a dodgy doctor.
Yeah.
But it was that time in my life all I could really afford.
Yeah.
It was a very long time ago. I woke up and the doctor had said, I put a mini implant in there.
And like, mind you, like I'm not a plastic or cosmetic surgeon, and I know if you're doing breast implants, you put it under the muscle. This man, she already had like large breasts, and
Yeah.
genetically we actually have we're upper heavy. We have big breasts, and she had big breasts, had a reduction, so the skin is still very delicate.
But
and he
also-
was just an implant in there floating around. Like, what did he think gravity was going to do with that?
But not only that, I love how my current doctor does things where she believes it's going against forces.
I think you're actually just meant to know that you're having an implant put in
I
at
know
the bare
as well,
minimum.
but when you think about it, when you're having a reduction, they're making something smaller and they're closing on the skin and they
Yeah.
want the skin
to
heal.
heal.
And then you're putting this implant, which is stretching the skin, and the skin's trying to heal. And that's how you end up with really wide, like, scarring.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
So that's why Dr. Kelly, who is my current doctor, this is
We
not a
love you.
sponsored ad or
Not at all.
anything. I just want to talk about her.
We're
'cause
literally
she
like her
is-
biggest cheerleaders.
I am like major fangirl.
She is absolutely amazing. Dr. Kelly Thornbury, we love you.
You have changed my life, and I can't wait for you to change my life even more tomorrow, girl.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the first fuck up, and
Yes.
I didn't love it. However,
stuck
no
with
one
it.
ever complained.
No.
So it was fine. We kept them. And then my boobs grew back bigger than they
Bigger.
ever were. I was a double H.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
The double H, for reference, is literally the size of my head.
Yeah.
There's a photo that I will never show anyone, but it's like Bibba's breast and my head, like
And
side
they
by
were-
side, and they're literally the same
Exactly.
size. It's ridiculous.
And I'm very short,
Yeah.
and I have a short torso. So my boobs felt like they were coming down to here.
Hanging down to her
Yeah.
belly button.
And I just couldn't take it anymore.
It was time for them to go.
Yeah, and it became like every time I'm getting dressed around my boobs. Like,
Yeah.
we're going out, what am I going to wear? Well, how am I going to hide my
them,
boobs?
yeah.
Because when they're that fucking big, it looks like you got an ass on your chest if you're showing cleavage.
It's actually not hot.
and it's not hot. It's not attractive.
I find like big fake boobs, like not too big, but nice big fake boobs, like implants that sit really hot, like what yours are going to look like, sexy. Because
Yeah.
they sit there, they're tasteful, they're well proportioned, and
Yeah.
they're perfectly, like that's hot. But real big breasts,
No, I'm not
I
into it.
rarely find them
Even,
attractive
like,
because
the saggy.
they're saggy and wide, and you're right, like you always find outfits
And then you
based on
end
your
up
breasts.
becoming like the hunchback of
yeah.
Notre Dame because you've got
You're
like 6 kilos on your chest.
Hanging. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
So then 2 years ago, I decided I'm done. Literally in 5 minutes, found this doc. I'd been eyeing her out
For a while.
She was able to get me in, and I was like, right now, I want the surgery like yesterday. And she's like, Bibba, this
Calm
is not
down.
how it works.
Let's have a moment to
Yeah.
talk about it.
So then she took me down to a C cup from a double H. Guys, she almost took 3 kilos off each breast. I was in hospital for 3
Yeah.
days. I had drains for a whole week.
It was a lot.
It was very, very intense. And I remember when she came the next morning and then the morning after that, every morning, and she's like, do you want to see them? And I kept saying no. Because I was shocked. I've had boobs since I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
I was 8-9 years old when my boobs started sprouting.
Coming out, yeah.
And I think by 5th grade, I was wearing wired bras. So I had never really not had breasts. So I kept saying no. I think it took me like 5 days to look at them when mum cut the bandages off and I was screaming. I was like, I look like a fucking man. What did I do,
Yeah.
mum? And mum's like, no, they look nice. And I'm like, I hate this shit.
Yeah. And don't forget, when you have a breast reduction and lift, like they're very small and then they sort of like fluff up.
Yeah.
If that makes it so
Fluffy.
weird. But I know exactly how you feel.
And I was tripping out. That was the second one, and she said,
Come back around.
get rid of them and then let them heal. After 9 months, we can put an implant. And I
Yeah.
let it go. I was like, no, I'm enjoying this small titty life.
It's actually been in
2 years now.
2 years. Like last week, it was 2 years. Wow.
Yeah. So then now with all this weight loss I've had over the last year, it wasn't overnight.
Yes.
I've got no breasts left.
She's so dramatic. I think her
I don't
boobs
have
are
breasts.
fine. I just think
don't
I
have
get
boobs.
it. She just wants a bit of like projection and
Yeah.
something to sit there, which is fair.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessary.
I'm living in a push-up padded bra my whole life. I've always
Never
worn minimizers.
yeah.
And now I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I can't deal. I need
I
some
actually
form.
bought my first push-up the other day.
Like, look at this. This is all
It's all
gaping.
empty, yeah.
It's empty.
Because then when you
I
lost
do
weight,
need
her
it.
boobs
Went down.
yeah, size as well. But then because you put on a little bit of weight and then you're like,
Yeah.
my boobs are going, they're so big, I hate them.
I was just fat.
She was
I
just
getting
fat. Like
fat,
we,
fat.
yeah. But at least we acknowledge.
Yeah.
I know that, like, I know the feeling though, because I
Yeah.
remember I also had a breast reduction. So
She
genetically,
had it 8 weeks after me.
literally, like I was jealous. I'm like, how is my sister gonna have smaller boobs than me? Unacceptable.
Exactly.
But we genetically,
it was a good 2 months.
Yeah, I know, it was fun.
Having smaller boobs than Heidi.
Genetically, we have quite like we're upper heavy.
Yeah, our mum's side.
Yeah, all our cousins, most of them have big breasts as well, and I hated them my whole life. Like Bibba said, since I was in year 4 or 5, I started wearing wired bras.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't able to just wear like those cute ones with like little mermaids.
Crop
Like
tops
no,
and stuff.
we went
No.
straight to bras. I had like indents on my shoulders.
know.
And for
Back
the longest
pain.
time, I wore minimizers. So a lot of people didn't actually realize how big my breasts were unless I wasn't wearing a minimizer. But like wide and long and like just big for nothing.
Big for nothing. I say anything more than a handful is just greedy.
Like why do you need more than a hand? Like perfect amount.
Exactly.
When I did the surgery, I was so happy. I was like as small as possible. And then we did a C cup as well. I'm like a true C.
Yeah.
And I remember when we took the bandage off, I freaked out and
I
I
remember
actually
that
started
day.
crying. I was like, they're so small. I look like a boy. I'm so flat chested. And one thing I realized that was because I didn't have big breasts, you could see my stomach more.
That's right.
And I know I've spoken about my body issues before, but my one thing that I'm like self-conscious about is like my tummy area.
Yeah.
And then I remember I went on like the strictest diet, and no one loves a diet more than Heidi.
No one.
So,
ever.
and I was like, I need to lose like 10 kilos and
I
blah,
know.
blah, blah.
It was, we fixed one problem and
now
ended
we're
up
at
with
another.
another.
I didn't even get to enjoy it. But yeah, no, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And
But
then,
no, I know that feeling because when I had my second reduction, I gained 14.5 centimeters of torso.
yeah. So I gained 9 centimeters.
Yeah,
My-
and so when I'd eat and
that's
blow,
a lot. It's just,
bro,
you look
I
pregnant.
didn't realize my big titties were hiding so much
Everything,
under there.
yeah.
Oh my God.
But you also look so much skinnier, which I love.
Yeah.
And anything fits so nice. Like I
Yeah.
genuinely, like it's in 2 weeks. It'll be my 2-year anniversary since I had them done, which is wild. And I only bought my first bra, I think in December. And I only had to buy it because there was a dress I needed to wear and I had to wear a bra with it. Other than that, I don't need to.
Yeah.
They just sit, they're cute, they're small.
They're
That's all you
fluffy.
need. So fluffy. But like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And like, more than anything, the back pain and like the relief of the shoulders. Like we would drive home, like Bibba drives, and I would be in the passenger seat and I'd sit like this after a long day.
It's
because
horrible.
my shoulders were so heavy and painful. It would like radiate down to like my hands. It was so weird.
I know. And mine
then
would
the
like
headaches
the
and
neck
shoot
pain,
up.
shoot up.
It's actually like, why do we actually have to pay for this?
The government should at least.
I think I got like $800 back from Medicare. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's a joke.
It's not even like I didn't even want to do this.
Even
I
being
actually had
as
to.
nurses as well, they should be supporting.
And with our
us.
job, it doesn't help because whether we're injecting or we're doing like, I'm doing skin treatments or whatever, always looking down and
Your
our head,
arms,
like,
you're hunched over.
it's the worst thing for your back.
It
and then
really
you have
is.
like 5 kilos sitting in front of you.
It's a mess.
It's not the vibe.
I know. So I've contacted my doctor. I sent her a message and I
Literally
said,
like 2 weeks ago,
2
guys.
weeks ago, I go, Kelly, I'm itching to be back on your bed. And she's always like, she brushes me off. And I said to her, I really need to see you. She said, I'm booked out until August. I said, no, can do.
I need to see you now.
No, I need to see you now. So she managed, bless her heart, to get me in. And she said, I can do you in the end of May. What? No. Are you kidding? And then she said, I've got something come up on the 16th.
Which works out amazing.
Because I was going to Lebanon and to Paris for Easter on the 17th.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what?
No
Screw the
time
trip.
taken. Like I didn't have to mess the calendar around.
I know.
I was so happy
it was
about that.
amazing. And I thought, screw it. I'm having the surgery.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. And I showed her Kylie Jenner's tits.
But in one specific photo where
In
she
one
isn't wearing a
speci-
push-up bra,
yeah.
her boobs look so
Amazing.
good. And she's wearing like this little bralette.
Oh my God. I just can't wait to wear a bralette and look like I've got some boobs. Because now,
So
if
dramatic.
like, not all outfits need a bra.
Yeah.
And if I don't wear a bra, I look like as
I
flat-chested as
look,
my
the
son.
only reason why I agreed with Bibba with all this was because a couple of weeks ago we went out for dinner. We were both wearing a very similar dress. It was like halter and it came down slightly over the like cleavage area. I'd never wear a bra. And then Bibba is like wearing a push-up. I'm like, why are you wearing a bra? Like, take it off.
Yeah.
And she took it off and I was like, oh, okay,
Put
you
it
can put it
back
back
on.
on. It's okay. You can wear it. It's fine. So then we definitely contacted the doctor soon after.
Yeah.
I think it's not necessary, but
I literally paid for it on the spot.
fuck it. You can afford it.
I paid for it on the spot and I was like, fuck it. I don't even want to know the price. Take my money and
Let
book
me
me
go.
in.
Yeah.
And her practice called me 2 days ago and they said, oh, Bibba, we just want to have a chat with you, run you through it. I said, you know what? You don't need to have this
I know.
conversation with me. I'm the easiest patient.
Yeah.
I just want this surgery done already.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
We're also having to drive to Wollongong to do this surgery.
Because she's practicing out of like, she's got no availability anywhere.
So Tuesday after work, we're
Yeah.
gonna have not tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going down to Wollongong.
Yeah.
And we're staying there the night.
I know.
And then I'm gonna be shopping for a couple of hours. Probably go for a little beach walk.
Of course.
And then I'll pick my sister up and drive her back home.
And then she has got no fucking choice but to be at my house.
But you're gonna be asleep.
I know,
I'm
you
just
don't
gonna
have to.
drug you and like put you to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I'll
just make sure I've got like soup
Why do you need soup?
in case I need
You're
to
not
eat.
doing your tonsils again.
No, I know,
You
but you
can
know.
eat.
I know, but I
I'll
don't
make you a
know.
cheese toasty, extra buttered.
Oh.
Revenge. I have this theory, guys.
Tell me.
I've always been a thin girl, and I blame Bibba for this, and I know it's not her fault, but I just said cheese toast and it reminded me.
White bread.
When Bibba got divorced and moved back home, I've always been like very healthy, very cautious of what I've eaten, very traumatic. And the night she got divorced, came home, a lot of emotions were running high. And Bibba
I just
made
needed a cheese
a
toast.
white bread, and I never ate white bread. And mind you, I was like 12. How old was I? I was
Guys,
15 at
It was
the time.
11 years ago.
Anyways, made a white bread toasty. She buttered the top and bottom of the bread and put extra butter inside with lots and lots of cheese and toasted. It was like crispy. It was the best cheese toast I've ever eaten. But I blame people that from that day, that's when I became obsessed with food.
Guys, I'm a big back
She-
at heart.
She's big boned.
I'm big boned, big back at heart. I
But
love
that
anything
food,
buttery, cheesy,
Now I'm obsessed with
unhealthy.
butter
Just
and
not.
food.
I don't have a sweet tooth. Maybe
I have
just
a sweet
savory
tooth, but like when we were in Paris as well, the butter and the bread.
See, this is
oh
what
my
I'm
God.
like. Do I cancel the surgery and go to Paris?
Doll, you literally have 24 hours. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about? But anyways, I just had to mention that cheese toasty because I think
And
about
she
it
still
all the
blames
time.
me.
Yeah, and on a day when I'm feeling fat, I'm like, it's all your fault. You made me eat that cheese toasty and now I'm fat and blah, blah, blah.
From 11 years ago.
But
on a day where I picked up a 5-week-old baby and moved back into my mum's house.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit heartless.
No, you're all right.
It was just a great toasty. I still remember it.
I know.
I love that.
I know. It's crazy.
Besides your breasts, have you had any other surgery? I know everyone thinks your ass is fake.
And everyone thinks my ass is fake, but my ass is very real.
Yes.
Extremely
Bibba
real.
is so, and I think they find it hard to believe because I'm like the polar opposite.
Yeah.
I actually have to train to have some sort of like minuscule plump on my buttocks, where Bibba naturally is just God's gifted.
I do, but I'm very short, so if I put on weight and with my big boobs,
Yeah, she
it's
actually
catastrophic.
looked like a barrel.
Like a whole barrel. And because I'm short and I got a big bum and I got big boobs and I don't have a long
Not the
torso
vibes.
and I got, thighs and
You have it all, doll. Front runner thighs,
That's
big
right.
tits.
Yeah, literally. So in terms of surgeries, my bum is real, but God, 10 years ago after giving birth, like after I healed, I did have some lipo on my stomach
Yeah.
that many years ago.
But I feel like that made your tummy worse.
It did.
Because it took the fat. But she wasn't even big. Like Bibba used to be like basically a bodybuilder. She was like shredded. She was like a size 6. Like it was actually, I didn't love how skinny she was.
No. I would never want to get to
she
that
looked
skinny
sick.
again. Yeah. But I was in the gym like
20
any
given
opportunity
moment.
I
Like
got.
if she had like an hour gap at work, she'd go to the gym in Parramatta.
I used to come to work in gym gear at one stage.
It was
and
a lot.
see my clients when I wasn't as busy. And I'd book my clients in the morning, film my morning, and then have like a 2-hour, 2.5-hour gap, go to the gym, come back. Like I remember I was getting my hair done at Michael's one time and he done my color and he cut it and he was about to blow dry it. And I said, no, don't blow dry it. I need to go to the gym.
That's actually
because I'd
sickening.
train 2 times a day sometimes.
Yeah.
I went and I trained and I came back and I said to him, now you can wash it and blow dry it again properly. Like sick.
Actually sickening. It's
and
another
I would
level.
train at like when I lived at my mum's, it was easier to leave my son because there were so many people
Of course.
at home, and I would go and train at midnight, 2:00 in the morning, because I'd have insomnia. I can't sleep because I haven't trained today, and I'd still find a way to go and train at any given time, because I was mental, and I would have like egg whites and rocket.
Yeah, Bibba was extreme. She went to a point where she was like actually an extremist.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I'm glad now we have a better relationship with food.
Oh yeah, guys, I'm just gonna eat it and deal with it later.
We'll just starve the next day.
So count the calories the
Nothing
next
tastes
day.
better than starvation.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
Okay, so yeah, that's
so
fair.
I had some lipo. Other than that, I haven't had any cosmetic procedures. Although everyone thinks that video we made on TikTok of me in hospital, you're asking me the client wants her lips done.
Yeah.
That was all 4 wisdom teeth
Everyone thought,
surgically removed.
she had liposuction done
or like
on
a
her lower
facelift
face.
or something.
Dull. No,
I was
wish.
just swollen.
Literally. The 4 wisdom teeth. That was traumatic.
That was the
That
ugliest
recovery
thing I've ever done in my
Wisdom
life.
teeth removal is actually like horrible.
It needs to be spoken about more
When
because
I had to get my wisdom teeth removed in the chair, he wanted to do all 4 at once. And I said, sir, we're doing 2 today and we'll do 2 in 2 weeks.
that's the best thing you've done.
But like, it was a lot. And I remember on my right side, the first side I did was fine. Like he got him out in like a few seconds, in and out. Recovery was easy. Didn't have that much swelling. The next time I went to do the right side, I think my upper tooth was so stubborn, and for honestly, no word of lie, like 25 minutes straight, he was like tugging at this tooth.
God.
I had like a cut on the corner of my mouth. It was
think
like
of anything
pussy and painful, and he was just, all I could feel was like the pressure and the I couldn't think of anything worse ever.
I could not
Wisdom, like
possibly
anything
think
oral,
of anything worse.
grosses me out.
And the recovery is fucked.
You can't eat, you can't drink, you can't do anything. You have a headache constantly.
It's different types of pain. It's pain from like your stitches.
nerve and-
it's nerve pain. It's twitching pain. It's like fucking electricity through your head, through your face. Like
it's a lot.
Yuck.
Yeah.
It's not discussed enough, guys. Fucking, I don't
Wisdom
know.
teeth.
Don't do all 4 at once.
Nah, don't do it.
I had to get them surgically removed because mine were like kicked back,
Yeah.
laying, growing in the
They
wrong
were 30
direction.
years overdue.
30 years overdue, literally. And it was actual trauma. So,
And you got fat.
and I got fat. I literally did.
I know.
I don't know what happened. You know what it is? I got them done and my doctor said, my dentist, she said, you will be fine in like 2 weeks. And I was flying out to Switzerland, Monaco, Dubai for a conference. And she said, you'll be fine before then. I remember calling her 4 days out and be like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I need pain relief. She's like, you'll be fine, take Nurofen. I'm like, it's not working.
Yeah.
It's not working. And she kind of just kept brushing
Brushed
me.
you, yeah.
And I got to this trip and I had no pain relief. I wanted to neck myself.
I
It
would have
was
snacked.
so painful. So painful, the recovery. And then I was so angry. I
Just ate your feelings.
I even decided to get off the pill. Because of my endometriosis, I've been on the pill for 10 years. And I just decided, you know what? Fuck this shit.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. I'm getting off the pill. I don't know
Life
what happened.
changed.
And then I put on all this weight because I didn't count. I don't know.
I don't know what happens.
I don't know what happened last
but you look
year.
great now. So
Thanks, babe.
Moving on to the
Yeah.
the positive.
Yeah, totally. So that was
Where wisdom teeth are wild. I need to do my nose. I love my nose, and this is what I haven't done. I need to do I have a deviated septum.
Yeah.
I actually only receive like 30% of air through my right nostril.
Yeah, that's
It's really bad. Like sometimes I almost faint because there's not enough oxygen in my brain.
Jeez.
But I'm just scared because I had a consult and then he's like, yeah, and while you're under there, I can do like a little lift on your nose.
Tell
and
him
I'm
to
like,
shut the fuck up and stay away from that
genuinely,
nose.
Like, I love my nose.
She's got a perfect nose.
I do. And it got tweaked a little bit by Bibba. So it's like perfect in my opinion.
I agree.
And it just made me nervous. I said he's going to lift my nose.
Tell him he's not even into
And then-
aesthetics. Just
yeah,
fucking
like-
fix the issue.
And
Don't
I
get
just
creative.
fear that when they do my septum, it's going to change the shape of my nose. And your nose is something that like everyone says, like it's
Yeah.
literally your face. And I just fear that it's going to change the way I look and I will freak out if it does.
Can't you just tell him to not get fucking creative?
I don't know. I need to go see it.
Save it to the next patient.
Like
he
if
has
this
to do.
happened 3 years ago, I'm still traumatized.
Oh my
So I
God.
should probably go for another consult because
Get a
I
second
actually need to
opinion.
breathe.
Yeah, no, that's important. It's
Like
a kind
sometimes
of,
when I feel like I'm not receiving enough oxygen, I open up my nostrils like this.
I think you can get those magnetic things that open up.
I bought them.
Did
They don't-
you? Did
Yeah,
they
on
not
Amazon.
work?
I don't know if I bought good ones, but they definitely didn't help me breathe better. Nothing wild or life changing.
All right, I've seen them online.
And it did make me break out a little bit. So we're
Oh,
not doing
ew.
that.
No, we're not doing that. Don't do that.
Yeah, not the vibe.
Other than that, no other surgeries. I have, what else have I've had all the Botox and filler you can think of. Except for my nose, but obviously you can.
Would you ever, or what are your thoughts on like a BBL? Because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like
bit
at one point I
controversial.
considered it.
Yeah.
Not that I wanted anything huge, but I'm just like, I feel like no matter how much I trained, although I didn't train as probably much as I could have or
Yeah.
did the right exercises, I was like, oh my God, like I feel so flat. But then looking back now, like this was like maybe 2 years ago, it's only because that is what like society, everyone
Yeah.
just had a big ass, and it
Yeah.
was like the BBL was like trending.
BBL
and
craze.
Then I don't know, some
Back you're under the Kardashian spell. And now they're all fucking skinny. Now everyone's walking around with these botched BBLs in Sydney.
I know, like the BBL craze was a lot,
It
and
got
then
out of
I'm
hand.
so thankful, grateful, and blessed that I'm an intelligent woman and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Although I would have never. It would have just. It was a thought that crossed, but
Yeah.
like. Seeing now, I've never really seen a BBL that I'm like, oh my God, that looks great, or like
Yeah.
that looks nice, or oh my, like I've never seen that.
I
So-
agree. I agree with you. I think especially Australia, I think every country specializes and is phenomenal with something.
Yeah.
I think Australia is phenomenal with breast.
Yeah.
We've got some phenomenal breast surgeons. I
Yeah.
think we suck utterly at noses.
Yeah,
And
I
suck.
agree.
Yeah. Like
At
there
BBL.
is no one that I would turn around and say, he or she is the best in
Yeah.
Australia for noses. I would never recommend.
Yeah.
In general, nose surgeries freak me the fuck out because they're non-reversible.
I could never.
So one thing go wrong,
and I feel like I'd be so claustrophobic.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
and
think about it.
the amount of nose revisions I'm doing,
Yeah.
for people that have had surgeries is absurd. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So no one in Australia, I think, is great with that. We have a great, a few great doctors with facelift.
yeah,
What else? BBLs I wouldn't do in Australia.
yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, this is very controversial. Like South America,
Yeah.
this is where it all originated from.
Yeah, big booties.
Like certain doctors, there's
Yeah.
a lot of disasters out there from there.
we know a couple of people, and I know exactly who you're talking about, who have had their BBLs
Yeah.
done overseas, and it looked
Looks
amazing. And it
amazing.
looks like natural.
Natural,
I
and
think
it's
like it's
Like just juicy.
perfect. Yeah, it looks good. Like
Yeah.
there are some BBLs where people look like they have like arrows pointing out, and
It's
like
so
it
bad.
looks like a nappy, and like
Yeah.
any client we've seen, I'd say 9 out of 10 clients who've had a BBL here, we've seen them after, have had to go and do another treatment
Yeah.
or another surgery after because it's just botched as fuck.
Botched. There was
That freaks me out. Like
yeah.
a botched surgery,
there
I'll
was
die.
a doctor that was the craze in Sydney for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And he was just out there destroying bodies and charging an arm and a leg. And then all these botched asses
This is the thing, guys.
rising
Yeah.
up in numbers, needing to do a second surgery to correct it. And they had to also pay for it.
It's far. And not just that, but this is where
crazy.
it comes to like your education and before you do a treatment and your research. Like
That's right.
people, like influencers can be paid to say anything, and they are influential, obviously.
100%.
And they like doctors and surgeons or anyone in any industry just pay someone to do something, and then
Yeah.
people just think, oh, they're amazing. This person said it is, which in some cases it could obviously be correct and right,
Yeah.
but not always, especially when it comes to surgery. Like I know exactly who you're talking about,
Yeah.
and not once was there like ever a surgery or
That
anything
he
that they
done
did
that
that
I
was
was
like
like,
tasteful
oh my
or
God,
looked
that
amazing
looks
or blew me
amazing,
away.
or yeah.
Absolutely
And
wild.
it's so funny that you mentioned the influencer thing. When I used to work in Dubai, I never worked there full time, so I'd fly in and out every
Yeah.
couple months and do my clients. One of my clients there one time was a major influencer
Yeah.
from Sydney, but she was living over there.
Yeah.
And she had done her BBL with him and posted about it and did all this nonsense. And I remember having a chat to her saying, like, she had had so much work done to her
Yeah.
body. Nothing about her was real.
Yeah.
Nothing. And she said, out of all the BBLs and the surgeries I've done and posted about, his work was disgusting.
Yeah.
She was ripping
Because-
shreds off him. However,
Posting him
Still
online.
posting him
and
online
that's the
'cause
thing,
he done
because
it for
it's their
free.
job. But the thing is, I feel like when someone gets that busy and that
Yeah.
popular, it becomes like a production line.
It is a production
and that's
line.
like even now with like Turkey and stuff. I would be a little bit scared going
Yeah.
to like Turkey because I see it's literally a production line.
Yeah.
You go in quick, you fly in, consult, treatment the next day or that same day,
Yeah.
in and out,
Recovery
like,
and
there's
out.
not much care. And the
Back
horror
home.
stories I've heard, and I know this probably sounds controversial because I always say to clients like, don't listen to all the horror stories you hear online. Like,
Yeah.
yes, things can go wrong, but it's very rare. It's like more spoken about online.
Of course.
But when it's a surgery, like I'm listening to the horror
oh,
stories.
badly.
Like,
Absolutely. There's a
what?
whole show botched from it.
Yeah, it's
You know?
actually,
And it's so scary because these bodies,
especially when you're going under, like that's what freaks me out. Like if I'm unconscious,
or Twilight, under Twilight,
Yeah.
you still
I'm
have no
just too
control.
much of a control freak.
Yeah. So I,
couldn't be
don't know.
able to-
I just feel like the doctor that was doing all the BBLs in Sydney, I saw more horror. I literally saw more destruction made than any positive to
Yeah.
anyone's body.
100%.
I remember there was this one girl, and I love our clients because they just come and get naked and
Share.
show us, and they're like, "What do you think?" And there was this one girl. I promise, I think she had gone in 3 times.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And she had one butt cheek round like that. From the bottom, it was round. At the top, it was flat for some reason. And then on the other butt cheek, the bottom was flat and
the top was
disfigured. And he had to keep going in and doing
Yeah.
it. And he kept charging her.
And the thing is, you have
And
to
you
pay
have to
because
pay
what, you're
'cause
going to
you-
walk around with a botched ass or you're going to pay and fix it?
100%. And it's just mental.
Yeah.
I think now he's been reported so many times. I heard he's not practicing.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
Yeah, and I hope so.
Yeah.
Because
It's sad.
he got too carried away with the money.
Yeah.
He was raking in. He got too carried away with the name he was
Yeah.
creating for himself only because people are not educated.
Yeah.
Are choosing not to do their further research. Everyone is showing their very best before and afters. Nothing else. He's not going to show his horror stories. He's not going to show her ass
Yeah.
with a fucking half a ass cheek missing on one
No.
side and half a butt cheek
That only shows,
non-existent.
and this is also why, going back to our industry's regulations, why we're so limited, because there's so much misleading information out there and so many fake before and afters.
That's correct.
And it's led to stuff like this.
Or surely he's had a couple amazing jobs.
Yeah.
A couple
Of
amazing
course,
results.
yeah.
And he's posting and showing
Yeah.
that. And this athletic body. We
You
got
can pick your body
tiny,
type.
skinny, miniature girls my height with very thin thighs walking around with a bubble butt.
Yeah.
Are you fucking joking?
It's just not aesthetic anymore.
No, like you can sit a cup on that booty. Like
love
it's
that.
madness.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. People spent 20 to 30 grand. That one client that came in, the hot mum, one of
Yeah.
the hot mums, shout out to all my hot mums, who her whole body just swelled up drastically for months.
Wow.
She ended up going and getting it all removed. She said the worst thing she ever done in her whole life
So
was
sad.
trust him with her body. And you just see it time and time again, client walking in after client after client. All the ones that do look good, they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, but that's not what we asked for. And now we have to do another surgery to make
It's
it
just
bigger.
a lot.
It's a lot.
We used to recommend a surgeon to our clients who wanted like liposuction or BBLs
Yeah.
and stuff, we stopped recommending her. It was a female, and we're all about women empowerment.
Exactly.
And let me tell you why. I'm actually going to fix my posture because this story grinds my gears. I just can't believe that
Tell me.
some women can be this rude, and like we used to send her so many clients.
So
like we
many
had
clients.
her pamphlets, and then when we ran out of her pamphlets, we would just give everyone her
Yeah.
name. Anyways, so I think she had done one of Bibba's surgeries, and we recommended so many people to
Yeah.
her. And then I think it was like mid last year, I consulted a client and she was like, I really want to have like lipo, whatever. I said, look, we have this doctor. She's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Gave her the spill. Mind you, we hadn't even seen this doctor in years.
I haven't seen it in years. Every
And-
time she
but we
needed,
just-
like, do you have any nurses? Do you have anyone that can help me?
Oh my
Can
God.
you recommend?
And we used to send her so many clients. Like I know a lot of business. Anyways, I told this client, yeah, go see her. She's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Client goes and sees her, comes back to me a few weeks later, and then she's like, oh my God. And she's like, what? She's like, please don't tell Bibba. If you're going to tell me not to tell my sister something, just know I'm telling my sister.
Bibba already knows at this point.
She's like, don't tell Bibba. I went and saw her surgeon. She's like, and I was telling her, Bibba sent me, and I go to the girls. I love them, blah, blah, blah. This doctor, professional surgeon, was then like, oh, as if you go and do your
Love my
Botox and
sister.
filler there. Oh my God, Bibba's so over the top. Bibba's put on so much weight. She's fat. Bibba needs liposuction now. Talking shit
Bibba
about...
only looked good when I had done her body.
I just could not believe that this woman who we're sending business, whether we're not gaining anything out of
Nothing.
it, but whether we're referring you or not, the fact that you're talking about another woman in business like that is just
And talking
fucked.
about shaming someone's body.
Body, like who the fuck? I call my sister fat because I'm allowed to.
That's right.
Okay, I'm
That's
allowed
right.
to.
Amen.
No one else is allowed to call
No.
you fat. Why are you judging the way, like, she's so overdone, she's so this, so that?
Yeah.
When I found this out, I was like, what? And this client, God bless her, she's like this beautiful, like, Italian.
Hardcore.
She's just so beautiful and, like, woggy and she's strong. And she's like, I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, I saw up and I said to her, don't you dare talk about Bibba like that. I go to
I
Bibba and
fucking
I
love
love
my
her and I
client.
respect her and she's better than you and she's more of a woman than you are. And I walked out of it and I didn't even pay my consultation fee. I said, you fucking
bad
queen.
bitch. I love it.
I love that, but I was so angry.
And it's so funny. I've heard this before, especially like remember when we were speaking about how hard I used to train
Yeah.
and everything. And guys, my stomach liposuction, I'm telling you, was post-baby. My son's going into high school next year.
Yeah, like 12 years
So
ago,
it's
guys.
a long time ago. And I've known this doctor before then, for a very long time. And I had sent a client to her, and the client had come back and said, oh, I love what you've, like, Bibba recommended you. She said she
Yeah.
had a great experience with you. And she said, yeah, I built her whole body. She only looks like that because
Because
I
of
done
me.
it.
Like,
and I
why are
thought,
you trying, like...
But then I just brushed it off and I thought,
No. This
whatever.
woman is actually, like, is she jealous? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Like, why do women feel the need to talk badly about other women? Like, I get it. Like, every now and then my friends and I have a bit of a
Yeah, we all bitch
chit-chat,
about anything
gossip
and
little
everyone. It's-
session about something that someone's
But
actually
it's
done.
within our
But
circle, like within each other.
But, like, you're not friends with this surgeon.
No.
You're not, like, you've had a few interactions with her professionally.
Yeah.
You were actually her client.
Yeah.
So she's breaching client confidentiality.
Yeah.
She's breaching, like, girl
Girl code.
Why are you talking shit about other women?
That's right.
And, like, we're literally sending you people. There are so many surgeons and
So
dentists
many.
and stuff who always try to, like, send us emails like, we'd love to work with you.
Yeah.
Anyone you send to us, we'll give you 10%. We don't want that.
We don't want that.
We genuinely, like,
only
recommend
recommend
things
what
that-
we believe
Yeah.
in.
And we did that, and you're still being a bitch about it.
Yeah.
And you're still talking shit.
Haters gonna hate,
Like,
baby.
I couldn't believe it. And I was so thankful, grateful, and feeling so blessed that this client told her off and stormed out of that treatment room.
I love it. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Thing is, my sis, we spoke about this on last week. It's lonely at the top.
Yeah, it is.
And when I say
really
lonely at the top, we're not crying
No.
alone. We're
But it's
just
so hard
out
to...
here growing
Yeah.
and prospering on our own on a level that is affecting people to
Yeah.
a degree, to a point to bitch about us.
Yeah, people just feel intimidated and that they have to
Exactly.
talk bad.
While everyone is sitting there watching what everyone else is doing, honey, we've bodied you all. We're in our own fucking lane.
Yeah.
Y'all back there, we don't look back. We're just going right
I get
ahead.
so like pressed about it because I don't know. I never look, and I know that our industry is so overly saturated. I know
Yes.
that, but never, ever, ever in my life
never looked.
have I looked at like another like aesthetic practitioner or dermal clinician or anyone and think like, oh my God, like
What are they
why is she
doing?
busier than me?
Yeah.
Why is she doing this? I want to do that. Like I'm always happy. Like there are 7 billion faces in the world.
Yeah.
I can be fully booked. You can be fully booked.
That's right.
The whole industry can be fully booked and there will still be more faces
That's
for you
so
to
true.
treat. So like I've never looked at anyone as like competition or like
No.
anyone like, oh, they're doing better than me. Let me like talk shit about them. Let me badmouth them.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because fucking nobody doing better than you, baby.
But I don't
Ain't
know.
nobody like us.
I never looked at anyone else
I know,
like
but
that.
how
I'm just like,
stupid would it be
in
of
my
us
own lane.
to look at anyone else when honestly, not to toot our own fucking horn, no one is us.
Yeah,
And no
amen.
one will be us, and no one is.
Yeah.
So how lame would we be to look at what someone who's in the kindest way beneath us or nowhere near as fucking great as
Yeah.
us? Why would we care?
Yeah.
Bro, good luck. Go do everyone's face. We wish everyone well, and this is why
100%.
we're so...
in the very beginning of my career in the aesthetics
Amazing.
industry.
Yeah.
No, but like when I first started and like I hadn't even finished study, like when I was just a receptionist, I wasn't even like, like I wasn't
Come a
even,
long way.
I know, it's so weird.
Makes me emotional.
I know, I'll cry again.
No, we need
But
one
like-
episode without crying.
When I had just finished year 12, Bibba was like, it was only me and Bibba in the clinic for
Yeah.
like a year. So I was still studying like the dermal aspect of my qualifications. Anyways, and I would not understand when sometimes a client wasn't happy or like why people aren't coming to see us. And it took me so long to actually understand that, you know, we are never going to make anyone happy.
No, we're not gonna make
And when I
everyone
fully learned that and believed that, that changed like my practice and like
Of course.
my view on business so much because everyone has their own clientele. Everyone connects with people differently. And I think that it's so important you have a connection with your
Yes.
practitioner. I don't love like treating one-off patients like, oh, I only came to you because my injector was busy. I'm
I
like,
don't like that. Don't do that.
Just don't come to me.
just because you're you
like
couldn't get an
I
appointment
genuinely
want to
have a relationship with everyone.
Yeah.
And
Our
be-
clients are long-term clients.
Yeah.
We don't. We
And build-
hardly
yeah.
ever don't have a retention
Repeating, yeah.
or with a client. We've got clients that even fly interstate and
Yeah.
then fly in to see us.
Yeah.
Because they know that we genuinely ride or die for their results.
100%.
And to make them happy.
Yeah.
And it's not just that, oh, you want lip filler, no worries, get on the bed. It's not
No,
about that.
It's a whole process.
It's a whole process.
It's an
We care.
experience.
We
But
care.
yeah, in the beginning, it took me so long to wrap my head around that. And I was like, what do you mean she's not happy? Like, what do you mean? Like, she can come back and we can do this. But you just learn to understand that not everyone is going to be your
No,
client.
that's
You
right.
can't make everyone happy. You do your best and
right.
you will find your own clientele and your own people.
That's right.
And we have found them and we have the
We
best
love
clients.
you guys
I know. It's
so
just,
much.
It's such a blessing.
It really is.
It
honest-
actually makes me emotional.
like, you know what makes me emotional is when I read our Google reviews. Guys, if you are ever having a bad day, go read our Google reviews.
I read them
It
when
will
I'm
lift
having a
your
bad
fucking
day.
spirit.
It
because
is so special and like
that is the biggest blessing, because it's like when I was working towards opening up my clinic,
Yeah.
I hadn't opened it up. And I would imagine I'm going to have my own clinic. I'm going to be opening the door one day, walking into my
Yeah.
own clinic, you know, getting the clinic ready and start my clients walking in through the door.
yeah.
And
The
it's
whole
my
experience.
own place.
Yeah.
So I'm able to deliver the experience from start to finish
finish.
for my clients. And all I wanted was to make sure that the clients were delivered the best.
Yeah.
And when I'm reading my reviews, I'm like,
Oh my God. I did
Mama,
it.
I fucking made it.
Amen, you made it.
Like they're here and they're not just giving me 5 stars and walking away.
No,
They're-
like there are
they're
some that are
writing
full essays and like paragraphs, and it
And
makes
from the heart.
Yeah, we've read them and cried so many
Yeah,
times, and
yeah.
it's so beautiful. Like we're just so happy that we can make other people happy.
Absolutely.
I'm such a like giver. Like I love giving, and I give you my
Absolutely.
energy when you need it, and I want to make you happy. And it makes me happy when I can.
We're true nurses, actual
Honestly.
nurses, not just with the certificate to be able to do this job.
No. I'm dead.
Yeah, so that's...
So yeah, there is enough faces to go around. I don't understand why people are out here talking shit.
But you know, since the day we opened, we've had people come after us. I've had viruses after viruses
sent to our emails and shut down computers. Someone blew up our pipes once and we had a full flood in the clinic.
We would come.
Someone took the electricity out.
I'd come to the clinic and people have gone through our bins and I've counted our filler boxes to see how much filler I'm moving. Like,
guys, as if you're that bothered.
They are fucking that bothered because they're the people looking into our lane. Yeah. But honey, they're only looking from the outside. Yes. You're never going to make it to where we are because you're busy looking at us.
Focused. Yeah. It's actually crazy.
It's nuts. We even have an aesthetic clinic 2 doors down.
Yeah, we do.
And when we moved into the complex, they were handing out promotions to all the businesses around. And come get your fillers and this and that. And they hadn't known us. And here I am, 3 days in, I'm knocking on their door. And they thought, oh, she's here to start drama. And I was like, hi, I'm Viva. I'm the new girl on the block. If you ever run out of filler or Botox, hit me up. If you ever need anything, I'm here 6 days a week, that many hours a day. And they're just looking at me like, what? Is this bitch for real? Yeah. And I'm like, I hope you guys are having a great day. You know, if you need anything, I'm right over here. Right now, we still see the doctor. He's a beautiful old Asian man. And I'm like, doctor, I love your Botox.
He's so cute.
And he's just like, oh my God, you're crazy.
Too much energy.
Too much energy.
So funny.
But our clients know that and they know we work from the heart. Yeah. Like just today, I had a client come back to me. I hadn't seen her since 2020. She come back today. I promise I could not recognize her face. She'd been here, there and everywhere. And this girl is severely disfigured. Yeah. And she's sitting on the bed and she's like, Biba, I don't look like myself.
That's so sad.
I'm so uneven. I'm so this. I go, so what brought you to me today? What do you want? Can you just do my lips? I'm like, how can you see? She's like, but look at my lips. They look like this. Like one's going like that. One's going like that. I can't. And I looked at her and I said, if I genuinely didn't love you and care about you and your result, I would have said, yep, no worries. Hop on the bed. Bang, bang, bang. Done your lip. Made my money. And you could have been on your way. Yeah. But I said to her, no. Like, you know what I can achieve. Yeah. She's like, yeah, but you're the queen of lips, so surely you can do something. She kept doing this to me. Surely you
no problem.
Yeah. Surely you can do something. Just fix it. Like, do something. That's why I've come back because, you know, everyone knows you as the queen of inject. So just find a way. And I'm like, find a way? I said, you want to know my way? I said, we're dissolving. I'm not fucking dissolving. I said, okay, so continue complaining to me how your face is so asymmetrical. You can't recognize yourself in the mirror. And you want me to create you this perfectly sharp, crispy, bordered lip with height and projection and all of that. But you've just told me you've got a whole farm happening on your face. Like, honey, we're going to bring the cattle in. Yeah. Yeah, so, and finally she's like, you're the only nurse to ever tell me this. Yeah. And I'm like, what took you so long to come back?
You're expensive.
You're expensive. I'm like, how am I expensive?
We're not even that expensive.
You pay $50 more and you won't need to not recognize yourself in the mirror.
Literally, like, it's your face.
And what you're paying for is the experience. Yeah. There's a reason I know how to do my job so greatly.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the amount of experience and education and knowledge and continually learning to deliver the safest and greatest practice.
Amen.
Yeah, I even tell you which doctor is good or not. Get onto Dr. Kelly. You want a great set of tits.
I love that.
I can't wait to show you all. No, not online. No. Not on national television.
Not on national television, no.
When y'all come in, I'll show you.
Well, you'll see him soon, guys.
I know. I can't wait. I'm a bit scared. Not scared. The only thing I'm worried about is the drive home. Like,
you'll be fine.
I know I'll be fine, but that's the only thing.
I think we'll maybe have to take your car because my car's low and you hate it.
I know.
Maybe I just need to buy a new car.
You could.
Okay, we'll do that. That sounds like an easy option.
That's just an easy fix. Yeah, but I just can't wait for the anesthetic just so I can have a good sleep. I just can't wait to go under.
Not gonna lie,
so
that's like the best part of surgery.
Get knocked out and have a great sleep. But man, it feels like 2 fucking minutes.
I know.
And they're like, wake up.
You're like, I don't want to wake up.
I'm like, stop. I just want this is a good sleep, man. It's uninterrupted. I'm not waking up to phone notifications. I'm not waking up to my child.
Not that she replies to phone notifications.
Unless they're you.
Questionable.
I replied to you today about taking my son
to an interview that happened yesterday. Anyways.
But at least I replied.
Well, I think that's all wrapped up.
Yeah.
We actually are going to have to pre-record because Bibba is going into surgery.
I know.
So unfortunately, you won't see her new girls for
Next
a week or 2.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you'll see them real soon.
You'll see them. You can follow our Instagram. We'll vlog. We're going to vlog the whole process.
And TikTok.
And you guys, I want you with me. You guys hold my hand through everything.
Yes, you do. We love you guys.
And I want you to hold my hand with my fresh new titties. Okay? We've got Kylie Jenner tits right here coming your way.
I'm done.
As soon as I can show a bit of cleavage, I'm coming on the first episode with cleavage.
We are doing
and
that.
And it's going to be amazing cleavage. I've not shown cleavage proper in, I can't even tell you how many years.
Well, they're coming soon, guys, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're listening to this.
We love you all, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.